In 2025, over 45 new billionaires were created in just 1 year, all from AI startups, faster than any tech boom we have seen since Elon Musk's early days with Tesla and SpaceX. These aren't just paper fortunes. These are young founders who took their companies from zero to billions in just a few months. And as you can see here, Elon Musk predicts that AI will bring massive productivity gains, making work optional and reshaping the very concept of money as we know it. As I said earlier, AI created 50 new billionaires in 2025 and made Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos even richer while killing billions of working class jobs that will never come back. Now, I'm not here to promise you that you will become a billionaire, but I'm here to show you that the tools these people used are available to you right now. Today, I'm going to show you how to build your own AI application using Claude Code and N8N, taking advantage of what might be the biggest opportunity since the early internet boom. Before explaining anything, let me show you what we're building. That's a real working app. No prior coding experience needed. And if you want to understand what kind of AI business can actually make money with this, I broke down the difference between an AI automation agency and AI agency in my second video, which after this one link is in the description. I'll explain everything in detail later, how Claude Code works, how I build this. So I opened command prompt and I want to navigate to the project folder. So I copy it. I'm writing cd, paste it here, then start the local server, and we're live. We'll just double click this one, and we're live. So this is the app. Simple, clean, dark interface. It looks familiar, just like ChatGPT. But this one is running locally, built with a single HTML file and powered by N8N in the background. Before I send the message, here's my N8N workflow. I have connected to my HTML file with a test URL webhook. So now this one is the webhook, test URL webhook that I have connected to my HTML file. So I have used the test URL. That means I need to click execute workflow. What is automation, for example? As you can see, the whole N8N system works. And it gave me this answer. AI automation is the use of artificial intelligence technologies to perform tasks without human intervention. And look at this small budget, GPT 4.1. That's the AI model that answered this question. Which industries benefit most from AI automation? And yeah, it's normal. It's normal because I have the test URL webhook. So every time I need to click execute workflow before I send the message. If I want the software works 24/7 automatically, and every time I send a message here, it works automatically without the need of this button. So click execute workflow. I click retry. I'm waiting for the answer. All right. And now the difference from this answer is that the Gemini Flash answered my question and it gives me this answer. And look at these three buttons below the response. These are AI-generated follow-up suggestions created automatically after every single reply. I can click any of them and it sends immediately. For example, I can click this one. Now let me try coding a question. For example, write me a Python function. Oh, I forgot it. Yeah, execute workflow again. Retry. Yeah. And as you can see, the system automatically decided to use Gemini 4.1 mini for coding this route. And that's it, all in a few seconds, all automatic. And now I'll put all the files and prompts in the description so you can download them. But first, let me show you exactly how this was built, starting with Claude Code. But before we dive in, let me quickly show you how everything connects. So you type a message from here, and that message goes to this webhook URL, and N8N receives this message, classifies it, and picks the best model for this question. So it gets the best answer, and creates 3 follow-up questions and sends everything back to the app. So 3 pieces, front-end, webhook, N8N, and let's build it. Claude Code is a coding assistant, but not in the way most people think. It's a system that can actually interact with your computer. It can read files, write commands, and navigate your entire code base. A language model like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini by itself can only do one thing: take text in and return text out. It cannot read your files, it cannot run code, it has no access to your system. So how does Claude Code actually build real applications? Through something called tool use. When you send a message to Claude Code, it doesn't just pass your message to the model, it also adds hidden instructions that teach the model how to request actions. For example, if Claude Code needs to read a file, it responds with read file index HTML. Claude Code sees that, reads the actual file, and sends the contents back to Claude. Then Claude continues from here. So the real flow looks like this. You ask something, Claude Code adds tool instructions, Claude requests an action, Claude Code executes it, Claude gets the result, and Claude responds. And this can happen multiple times in a single task. Read the file, edit it, run a command, check the result all automatically. And what makes Claude especially powerful here is that it's extremely good at using tools. It understands what its tool does, combines them intelligently, and can even use tools it hasn't seen before. That's the difference. This is not ChatGPT writing code for you. This is Claude Code actually doing the work. So now let's get Claude Code installed. It takes 5 minutes. The first thing you need is to download Node.js on your computer. Just search Node.js download, go to nodejs.org and install the latest version. The good news are, once you install Node.js, you already have everything you need. The npx serve command we'll use later comes included, nothing extra to install. Now for Claude Code itself, if you're on Mac, open terminal and run this one. If you're on Windows, open command prompt and run this one. Once done, just type Claude. Let's try it. So open command prompt. So I paste it here, click this one. I have already installed the app. I have already installed the app. So once you do it, just type Claude. So as you can see, it says installing Claude Code native bit latest. And after that, just type Claude. So once you install Claude Code, you can create a folder like this one, Claude Code. And here you can create a folder inside this folder. For example, this one. We copy it. And we're back to command prompt or terminal if you have Mac. First, we need to write cd and paste it here. Enter. Claude. And we're finally here on Claude Code. And the first time it opens your browser to authenticate your Anthropic account. A quick tip, if you want to see your project files visually while working with Claude Code, you can download Visual Studio Code. You write Visual Studio Code, download. You click the first option. If you have Mac, you download it from here. And if you have Windows, you download it from here. So once you install it, you can click here, extensions. And up here you type Claude Code. And you choose the first option from here, Anthropic, and you install it. And you can open your project folder, in our case, a router chat UI, and you'll see all the files on the left sidebar. So instead of switching between windows, you can run Claude Code directly inside Visual Studio Code. You're already running Claude Code in your folder, and you have terminal at the bottom, files on the left, and you're already running Claude Code in your folder. Visual Studio Code just gives you a cleaner view of everything that's happening. Now here's something I want to show you, and honestly I didn't know about this when I first started. It's called the /init command. So once you're inside Claude Code /unit, for example, cd Claude and /init. And what happens is powerful. Claude reads your entire project, every file, every folder. It understands what is this, what are the important files, what's the architecture, and then it creates a file called claude.md in your project folder. And as you can see here, it says, do you want to create claude.md? And you click yes. Think of claude.md as a persistent memory file for Claude. Every single time you send a message, this file is automatically included. So Claude always knows the context of your project without you explaining it again. This is where most beginners go wrong. They keep explaining the project again and again in every prompt. You don't need to do that. Claude already knows because of this file. You can also add your own instructions to it. For example, always use dark theme colors. Never add unnecessary comments. Claude will follow this on every request. Now let me show you one of the most impressive things Claude Code can do. You have probably heard of MCP. It means Model Context Protocol. It's a way to give Claude Code extra tools and capabilities. One of the most powerful examples is Playwright MCP. Playwright is an end-to-end testing framework developed by Microsoft. And someone built an MCP tool on top of it that allows Claude Code to actually control the browser. And so Claude Code can open the browser, navigate to your app, take another screenshot, and keep improving, all automatically. So instead of writing code, Claude Code can actually see your app, just like a real front-end developer would. So Claude Code makes a change, take a screenshot, evaluates the result. It's not just asking, does this code run? It's asking, does this actually feel right? This is the difference between an AI that writes code and an AI that thinks like a developer. We won't use Playwright MCP in this video, but I want you to see what's possible. Because once you understand Claude Code, how it works, it is a natural step. Here's another powerful use case most people don't talk about. You can use Claude Code inside your CI/CD pipeline, which means every time a developer pushes code to GitHub, Claude Code automatically reviews it. Normally, when someone opens a pull request, meaning they want to merge new code, a human has to review it, check for bugs, security issues. So with Claude Code, you automate that entire process. Look at this example. Claude reviewed the pull request and found a critical security issue. Personal user data being sent to the wrong place. It identified, explained it clearly, and listed exactly what needs to be fixed, all automatically. So instead of hiring more reviewers, you give every developer an AI reviewer. Again, we won't set this up today, but I want you to see the full picture of what Claude can do. It's not just a tool that helps you build faster. It's a full development partner. All right, localhost 3000. This confused me at first, so let me explain it clearly. Firstly, check this one on the left. It's like opening a document on your computer. And this one, localhost 3000, is like running a real website just locally. In my case, when I used Claude Code for this video to build this up, it created index.html. So if you double click it, it opens, but you will get an error when you send a message. And why? Because browsers have a security rule. Local files are not allowed to call external URLs. So when our app tries to send a message to N8N, the browser blocks it. This is called CORS error, CORS error. And this fix is very simple. So we run a small local server, this one, npx serve dot minus p3000. And this serves the file over HTTP like a real website. Now the browser opens localhost 3000 and allows everything through. That's what our start.bat file does automatically on Windows. On Mac, just run the same command in your terminal. You can check it. CD and our file. Click enter. And now let's write. We click enter. And that's it. So you can see clearly serving localhost 3000. You can click here and we're inside our app. So with file, browser blocks and the app doesn't work. And with localhost, browser allows and app works perfectly. Simple and it's very important. So to build this entire app, I used some prompts in Claude Code. You'll find the prompts in the description. So I used Claude Code and it wrote over 2,500 lines of code, and it created the design, features, N8N API, web URL, everything. So in the description you can find it, you can download it and test it on yourself. Now that you understand how Claude Code works and thinks, let's connect it to something that actually makes it useful, the automation on N8N. Alright, now let's look at the brain behind this app. Here's my N8N workflow. It works as a backend for this app. And let's start. The idea is simple. Every message that comes from the app gets classified, routed to the best model, answered, and sent back all automatically. So let me walk you through every single node one by one. Let's start the first node. And the flow starts from here, and it goes from left to right. Webhook, a request type, AI agent, suggestions LLM, format response, and respond to webhook. And of course, with a model selector and the AI model is connected underneath. So let's start from the beginning. This is our webhook. This is actually the entry point of the entire workflow. Think of it as a door. When the app sends a message, it knocks on this door. The webhook has a URL. In our case, we use test URL. Every time you send a message, you have to click this one, this button, execute workflow. Instead, if you have this one, the production URL, you need to have the workflow published, and it works automatically 24/7 without a manual work. I don't have to click execute workflow every single time. So every time the frontend sends a post request with this URL, the workflow starts running. And inside the node, you can see HTTP method. In my case, I have post. You can name it as you want. I name it chat. And here you can see it in my link. Authentication known. Also, we have respond using a respond to webhook node. It means N8N won't respond immediately. It will wait until the very end of the workflow to send back the final answer. So the app sends the message here and waits. That's it for this node. Let's move forward to the next one. It's a request type, and here's very important. This is where N8N reads the message and decides what kind of question it is. It uses an LLM, in this case GPT 4.1 mini, with a specific prompt. This is the model GPT 4.1 mini. So the prompt is classify the incoming request into one of the following categories based on its primary intent. Possibly outputs, choose only one. For general questions or conversational requests not involving the code, reasoning, or web search. For reasoning, requests that require step-by-step logical thinking, problem solving, or analysis to answer. Coding, requests related to writing, debugging, or explaining code or programming concepts. And search, requests that explicitly require retrieving up-to-date information from the internet. And the output format, return only valid JSON object with a single key request type and nothing else. No explanation, no markdown. So if I send what is the latest news about AI, it returns request type search, for example. To make it clear, if I send the message, tell me about trading psychology, for example. So it used GPT 4.1 mini general conversation. All right. Yeah, request type is general. And the next node is AI agent. AI agent node is the main node. This is where the actual answer gets generated. It receives the user's message from the webhook, the model selected by the model selector, the conversation memory from simple memory. And the system message is this one. You're a helpful AI assistant. Keep your response clear and concise, limited to 500 characters. And the AI uses whichever model the model selector chose, and it generates the answer. This is the model selector with 4 rules. We're checking it in a bit. Wait. And this is simple memory. The simple memory node. Simple memory stores the conversation history per session. It uses the session ID sent from the frontend to identify which conversation belongs to which user. So if you ask a follow-up question, Claude remembers what you said before. And each chat thread has its own memory, and the agent returns the answer as output. So this gets passed to the next node. The next node is Suggestions LLM. Let's go deeper into model selector. It includes 4 rules. This node is actually this node reads the request type from the previous step and decides which AI model to use. So it has 4 rules. The first one is coding. So for this case, for coding, it uses this one, GPT 4.1 mini, this one, this root. The second rule is the request type reasoning, and it uses Google Gemini chat model for reasoning, the second root. And the third rule is if request type equals general, uses GPT 4.1 mini, the third root, the GPT 4.1. On the right, you can see it clearly. When I sent the message before, it used this one, this model. If request type is search, the best choice is Perplexity search, but in my case, I don't have Perplexity API specifically in OpenRoot. That's rule 4. If request type is search, the best choice is Perplexity. Because it has a real-time internet access, the model selector doesn't process the message itself. It just picks the right tool and passes it to the agent. Think of it as an AI traffic controller. It directs each message to the right destination. But in my case, because I don't have an API in OpenRoot specifically for Perplexity, for this video, I don't have an OpenRouter account. I'll do that in the next videos and I'll show you all the process. For now, I'm using GPT 4.1 mini, but of course, the best choice is Perplexity. The next node is Suggestions LLM. So after the AI agent generates the answer, we don't send it back immediately. We pass it to the Suggestions LLM first. And this node generates 3 follow-up questions the user might want to ask next. Check it. I click Execute Workflow and I ask, I want to lose weight. Help me. So it generates the answer, and you can see clearly these follow-up questions. I can use whatever I want. For example, this one. Yeah, this is the annoying thing if you have a test URL. But this is a demo. So yeah, if you want to see it and it works and in real time, I will absolutely use the production URL and publish without clicking Execute Workflow every single time. So click Execute Workflow. How can I stay motivated exercise? Click Execute Workflow again, and I choose this one. What are fun exercises to try? So every message I send, it shows me 3 follow-up questions. We're back to it. The prompt is based on this AI answer, generates exactly 3 short follow-up questions a user might want to ask next. AI answers. Here's the JSON output. And then the rules are each question must be under 60 characters, return only valid JSON array of 3 strings, nothing else, no markdown, no explanation, no numbering. Example format, question 1, question 2, and question 3, as you can see here. And for this case, it uses GPT 4.1 mini. It's very fast and cheap for this kind of task. And notice the fallback in the code, and here are the 3 questions. Yeah, What are the benefits of yoga and Pilates? How often should I do cardio exercises? And the next node is format a response. Okay. So now we have all three pieces we need: the answer, the suggestions, the model used. And the format response node assembles them into one clear object, one clean object. It sets three fields: answer, the AI's response from the AI agent; suggestions, the three follow-up questions from suggestions LLM model; model used, the request type from the classification step. So the final object looks like this. The answer, suggestions, these three follow-up questions, and model used, it used general for this case. This is exactly what the frontend expects, and the app reads answer to display the message, it reads suggestions to show the three chips, and it reads model used to show the badge. For example, this small badge, GPT 4.1 mini, or it might be, for example, Google Gemini chat and whatever. And finally, the last node, respond to webhook. What it does, this sends the final JSON back to the frontend. It takes the formatted object and returns it as the HTTP response to the original request. So the app that was thinking finally gets its answer. Response headers includes content type and value application JSON. So the browser knows how to read it, and that's it. That's the full flow. I repeat it again. App sends a message and the webhook receives it. Request type classifies it. And model selector picks the right model. AI agent generates the answer. Suggestions LLMs creates three follow-up questions. Format response assembles everything. And finally, respond to webhook sends it back. And the app displays the result. So this is the whole workflow, fully automated every single time. And one important thing about testing, as I told you earlier, in N8N you have two modes. The test mode, you click execute workflow, and it listens for one request. This is great for beginners to practice and experiment, test things out, to see how it goes. And of course, the production URL, this link. To use this link, you have to click publish, and the workflow runs automatically. This is what the live app uses. For this demo, in my case, I used this one. That's why I click execute workflow every single time. Also, if you want to create this workflow from scratch, you need to click listen for the test event. For example, tell me about trading psychology. I click this question. And as you can see, it works only for this node. After that, I click execute step. It used reasoning so the request type for this answer is reasoning. Let's click agent now, execute step. And this is the answer. It used the fourth rule because is equal, because the request type is equal to search, and Google Gemini chat for reasoning. Simple memory, session ID, suggestions LLM. Let's execute this node. The follow-up questions, format response, execute step, model use reasoning, there's follow-up questions, and the final answer, the respond to webhook. All right. And one last step, execute workflow. Do you speak Greek? So yeah, it used GPT 4.1 mini. So here it says, ναι, μπορώ να σας βοηθήσω στα ελληνικά, πώς μπορώ να σας εξυπηρετήσω. For example, I use this one. I need to click execute workflow. Now you understand both pieces. Claude Code builds the front end and N8N works as a backend. It works fully automated. Let me quickly recap what Claude Code actually did here. I open the terminal if I have Mac, or command prompt if I have Windows. It navigates to my project file. I typed Claude, and I gave it a structured prompt, and that's it. And that's it. You just saw how I built a real AI chat application, but let me leave you with something bigger. Learning to vibe code, and specifically learning work with Claude Code, is one of the most valuable skills you can build right now. Because with this, you can build real applications, startups, you can deliver AI-powered software to your clients as a high-ticket offer. And as you saw in this video, you can absolutely use N8N as a backend for that software. A clean frontend plus AI plus automation, that's a complete product. If you want to understand what kind of business you can actually start with these tools and how to position it to make real money, go check my second video. I break down the difference between the AI automation agency and AI agency and when to move from one to the other one. Link is in the description. Also, I have already made a video about the offer and explain it in detail, and that this is the most important thing you need to do to find clients. You can watch it too. In the upcoming videos, I will make videos to continue these videos and explain how you can improve your outreach methods, which is the best one. If you found value in this video, just hit the like and subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. It really helps me continue making videos like this. So thanks for watching. I wish you a productive day and see you in the next one.